Yep, here we go with the bullshit. Hello, everybody. Let's see who we got in the chat. As usual, if I skip your name, I didn't skip it. I didn't skip it. StreamYards be acting like a dusty sometimes, and I don't see all of them. Brittany Roberts was the first one in this bitch. Yoke Four Crows is here. China Ming is here. Cosmetic Chic is here. Let me tell you something, Cosmetic. You got to tell me whether that is chic or chick at the end, because both of them make sense to me. Doodle G is here. Miss Hitomi is here. These names is interesting as fuck. Okay, Temple Rose is here. Nitro J is here. So Boom is here. I don't think I've ever seen you before. Hey, Winter Glow. Theoretical Views is here. Sammy Dizzle is here. Elegant 17. Miss Pretty Nurse 83. Who else we got? Use tampons. I'll never get over that shit. Never get over that shit. Shalitia Long is here. Theoretical Views. Nisha Jordan, my baby girl, is in the house. How you doing? Sean Q Renee. Then we got Cosmetic again. Who else we got up in here? All right. If I didn't say your name, come whoop my ass later, but I'll probably put one of your comments on the banner. Y'all, first of all, shout out to the Patreons. Last night, we had a fucking blast. It was like retro, where you would have girls' night out, but you're watching a movie, so it's really girls' night in. The shit was lit. I can't wait to, do it again this Sunday. I wanted to give each of you a shout out here, but a lot of y'all emailed me and said you wanted to remain anonymous, and I understand that shit because it's some real weirdos out here. But hey, let me tell y'all while I'm here for real. So last night before I put my fine ass in the bed, I said, "Oh, look at this. The judge denied this bitch a goddamn restraining order against Dr. Dre." So I said, let me make a post and let me show you the post. Now, I have respect for everybody that follows me. I really do. That's why I'm not going to show the comments. I'm just going to show the post because I want to hear or see where there was any caping for Nicole. So y'all going to have to show me since I'm old. Okay. Going to have to show me. Just waiting for that to pop up. Now, 16 hours ago on Divested Zealot, it says, remember I told you guys that Dusties are a protected class? I remember that. They denied her a restraining order from a guy that has a history of violence against multiple women. Michelle and D. Barnes, just to name two. These motherfuckers are not oppressed. They're just useless and parasitic. And it came with this picture. I don't even think I typed the girl name. Sure didn't. What y'all are looking at right now is what made the post go left. Let me explain. Looking at that big-faced white girl made everybody, for the most part, because we had some people that was on point last night, forget that Dr. Dre's ass-whooping ass was sitting right there. This big-faced white girl made the post take a whole different turn. She's sitting there with this long-ass jaw and this really weird Marvel Comics hairdo. And that just took over. Now, let me tell you something. I don't cape for Becky's. Never, ever will I cape for Becky's. When you hear me say anything about a Becky, it's because of what the Dusty is doing. Fuck Becky. It's about what he's doing. I don't give a solid fat fuck about this big face girl right here. This big face girl can kiss my entire ass. My problem was that a judge saw fit to get ass whooping, punching in the ribs, stalking ass, threatening ass, Dr. Dre, deny her a restraining order because of what? Because like I said, he's a protected class. He's part of a protected class. It just is what it is. It is what it is. I don't give a damn if, where's that goddamn post? If that big face white girl right there was a polka dot twerking disco ball, it should have got awarded a restraining order against this violent son of a bitch. Tell me I'm wrong. Why is it that Becky can trigger some of you still? I think I know why. Because Becky is protected. Becky, for the most part, keeps protection unless she steps out like this big face white girl did. Becky is usually provided for. Becky usually, when you see her face, especially next to a black man, that's going to trigger some of the people that aren't fully done. All that says to me is that you're not done. So meanwhile, while I'm over here trying to drag Dr. Dre and getting pushback, let me show you what the Dusties were doing. They were over here dragging little girls and getting mad that Goldman Sachs getting ready to help some black women. Do you see where I'm going with this? Let's read the first one. The first one says, just asking questions. It ain't hard to tell, or maybe it is. That's Nas, it's Beyonce, and Blue Ivy. So let's get this straight. Nas wins first Grammy at the age of 47, and Blue Ivy wins hers first Grammy at the age of 9 for a brief appearance in a music video. Are the Grammys suggesting that Blue Ivy's body of work trumps Nas's entire body of work? They are over there competing with you and your children. Do you see? Are you connecting what I'm saying? We over here getting triggered by Big Face Becky saying we don't care about her, because I don't care about Big Face Becky. I damn sure don't. But it would have been wonderful if the judge would have granted a restraining order against the Dusties. And here's the kicker. Right now, Dr. Dre is seeing a black woman. So what happens when he breaks her ribs? Just asking. That restraining order needed to be implemented, okay? I think that, let me go ahead and say this. I think that some of you probably should go ahead and admit that you're just hanging around certain divested areas because currently you're upset with black men and you want them to do better. And there's places that's just like that. I won't name her name, but she does that damn near every day with a real nasally voice saying, black men are black men and black men. I understand some of you cannot get with the forever bread. It's not going to happen. You just want to drag Dusties for the time being. And then if they get better, haul ass back. Correct? Is that it? So from here on out, I'll go ahead and make sure I find pictures that just have the Dusty in them, because Becky ain't fixing to trigger nobody over here. It's not happening. It's not happening. I don't give you know what? Fuck Becky. With no Vaseline, no foreplay, or a dinner date. Okay? There's something else I want to talk to you guys about. And it's this shade coming from certain content creators that say that we're negative over here. Whenever you talk about black men, it's going to be negative because their existence is negative. That's just a fact. And they're passive muling. What I mean by that is they're protecting black men in a different way. Basically saying don't do that because you're going to bring bad energy to yourself. Actually, ma'am, you're still out here looking. I'm not looking. A lot of us aren't looking. Okay? We're not looking. This page is He Says. I'm going to share with y'all exactly who I was talking about on Patreon. I'm going to upload her video and everything over there so you can see who I'm talking about. I'm not going to, show her shit here so she'll flag the situation. I'm not going to do that. Someone that's in the chat right now shared this with me. And it says, from the Dusties, does corporate America favor the advancement of black women over black men? Do you understand? That first sentence alone lets you know, hey, goddammit, it's me against you for zaddy attention. It's me against you for zaddy attention. That's what that means. Has corporate America ever invested this type of money specifically in black men? Hell yes, they have. Hell yeah, especially for felons. It's a ton. There is a ton of programs for you raggedy, ashy sons of bitches. Anyway, how does this picking of size affect the dynamic between black men and black women? Hey, there is no dynamic between the two. We've always been at ends. Black women are just recognizing that you're her enemy recently. But there's no dynamic to split. Okay? The decision like this emasculate black men? No, being born emasculates you because you sit up under another man's patriarchy, competing with your own woman for crumbs falling off the table from another man. Why aren't investments like this made specifically for black men? Again, I want to repeat that. There are things that are just for black men. Okay, let me quit sharing my screen. Now that I've done my intro, y'all have got to stop being triggered by white women. You have to. There is no other choice. Or I really don't know what to tell you at that point. Because if you can't see that there needed to be a restraining order put in place, even if it was quote unquote Nicole, you're still low key caping. It was burn the cape. It was supposed to be burn the cape, not put it in the closet until you don't like some white chick. Hold on. Thank you, D. Let me know if that's better. Is that better? Island girl, how do I sound?
Yeah, you're sounding choppy on this end. I honestly thought it was my phone, so I was trying to fix it over here. But you are choppy.
Okay, go ahead and say your piece. I'll come back in.
Okay, I just wanted to talk about like the whole Goldman Sachs investing in black women, and I'm just like, aren't these the same men that complain about white men all the time, and they're trying to infiltrate our communities? And it's like they complain at the same time, like they want us to have our own thing, keep it inside, keep it in our community. But I'm like, you guys offer nothing. And for the most part, if you have any kind of sense, you know the amount of value black women actually have during this pandemic. How many black women started businesses? I know a bunch of black women that started businesses, and look what happened when men took out some PPP loans or whatever. What did they do? These niggas went and got flashy. they got they got cars, they got chains, they stunting in the clubs buying bottles. I'm like, you get opportunities on a regular fucking basis, and you do nothing with it. So when people see black women, they already know what time it is. They hire black women the most because we come in despite all odds. No matter how much we hate our jobs, trust me, I was that person that hated my job. But one thing my bosses will never say is that I'm a shitty worker. I come in early and I stay late. I work overtime. Like, that's how I am. If I got some PPP loans, you think I'm buying new cars and shit? No, I'm investing. Like, that's literally all they did. And that's why they got caught. And then they're like, but the white people did it. Yeah, because they have teams of lawyers and they have families set up to be like, hey, I know this judge, he's gonna let us slide. Trust me, my friend, he actually got a DUI, and I literally don't even know how he got out of that shit. But you gotta know the right people. These niggas don't. They only know other hood niggas that basically do the same ghetto shit. You can't do the same thing. You can't get away with these crimes like other people. You are not white.
Girl, I completely agree. Do I sound better now?
Oh yes, you do.
Okay. I was confused. I woke up this morning and I was confused as fuck about a lot of things that went on last night. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's like, y'all, as far as the white girl goes, I don't know how to tell y'all to get over her. She just never bothered me. She's not going to cape for you. A lot of y'all was saying that she got with him anyway, knowing that he was abusive. But Becky never caped for you. She never has. And you should stop caping for her. You should stop caping for her.
Black women will never learn. I swear. Cape is always at the ready for everyone.
I was so confused. I'm like, okay, so they don't want a restraining order on him because she hasn't helped you. It doesn't make any sense. Becky gonna do what Becky gonna do. I don't give a solid fuck what she does. But I do care that judge saw it fit for him not to have a restraining order, even with the history of violence. And second of all, y'all got to stop competing with us for Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs is Zaddy. Okay, there's Zaddy. Get over it. And
White
if I
Zaddy, always
yes,
coming through.
and if I find a way to get a piece of that money, I'm gonna get it too, and I'm gonna buy a better set of headphones. How that sounds? So I can talk more shit about your ass.
I'm already in it. I'm telling you, when I heard that, I was like, okay, Mr. Sachs, yes. I'm here for all of it. Get mad who want to get mad. I do not give a fuck.
You know what, China Ming? I don't know if the judge was dusty or not. I
That's
need
what
to
I
look
wanted to
in.
know too.
I need to look into that.
Because a lot of white men, once they see a white woman with a black man, they were like, oh, they don't want them after that. So probably that's why.
Yeah, if once you dip out on the black side, Becky is she's looked at a little differently. Okay,
Yeah.
had she not stepped out, they would have protected her.
Right. And
But
do you see who fawns after the Kardashians? You don't see a group of white men with any kind of class checking
because
for
they
them.
don't want to follow up behind that shit flavored dick. That's why.
Right. So that's why it's only the same men that will complain and say, oh, this bitch fucked all these niggas. But I'm like, look at the Kardashian. Which black guy haven't they screwed? Like, come on now.
Yeah, I don't understand. But I learned a lot last night. I did. I was like, oh shit. Big face white girl got y'all going.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, here's the kicker. No love loss. Literally no love loss. Because I kind of knew some of y'all was like that by the certain responses you'll put on certain shit. A post will go left quickly if the post has a picture of a white girl on it. That's just my
Yep.
private study that it will go left quickly. They don't see anything else but the white girl.
And that's triggering enough for them.
Girl, let me share this link again. Anybody, you know what? Anybody that is on that post that want to, come defend some shit, I'd love for you to come up here and defend that. Real talk. Real talk. Because we need to have a conversation about why y'all still triggered by white girls. I can't get triggered by white. I don't think I've.
I'm like, y'all need to treat people how they treat you at this point. Like, nobody is caping for black women, like at all. I always only see like black women going hard for black women, and there's like a sprinkle of what one white girl. Like, it makes no sense. I just don't understand what we're getting from basically what are you getting from it? Like, we need to stop doing stuff that isn't serving us. We need to get selfish.
They they ready to go out here and stomp the yard still. And I can't say that I don't understand some of them. I can't identify with them, but I also can understand being newly divested or newly resound to not fucking around with black folk like that. Every now and then you'll slip back into that mammy memory and say crazy shit. I know it happens. I got family that do it all the time, but damn, really? I thought we were all 100 on the fact that Dr. Dre was a piece of shit.
That's the thing, and I think they're happy because they feel like he's getting a taste of his own medicine. But I'm like, is he really? Like, no one, even if people call him out on his shit, like nothing happens. Like nothing ever happens. But let it be a black woman that says one little thing. Look at, I forgot that singer that sang at the Trump rally or whatever. Look how they canceled her with the quittness. But then they'll look at Kanye West and be like, let's give him prayers. It's the same thing in all aspects.
Black Obsidian, I'd like to know, because sometimes text can get read and out of context. I'd like to know what context you're using that in. Okay. I would love to know what Becky and Brad being brother and sister got to do with anything.
Wait,
So,
what? If you date Brad, Becky is Brad's sister. Girl,
yeah,
what?
Martha is Brad mama too.
Y'all still fuck her anyways, please. That's not. I just love how they act a certain way, like they wouldn't just jump at the opportunity.
I can't. Y'all, I want you to jump in my inbox if you ever feel like you can't get over Becky's. I can help you. I just can't say it here what you need to do. Okay? I can't say it here because they probably send the they probably send the feds at my damn door.
They will.
Oh my god.
They
Y'all,
don't have
Dr.
nothing else
Dre
to
is
do.
he's an abuser. He's a hardcore abuser. I don't know how old the people are that put, the comments that they put, but he's been abusing women since the late 80s.
Yeah, that's literally common knowledge. Like everyone, even the guys will tell you, "Oh yeah, I see him like smack the shit out of what's her name, Michelle or whatever." Like they said that, and I'm like, of course, y'all just sat there and did nothing.
Lady Armand, a lot of them say that, what you're saying right there. Becky is my best friend. I want her to take all the niggers. But when they see the visual of her actually walking away with one, for some reason, panic set in, and I don't get that
Hmm.
shit. I really don't get it. If you don't want them, you don't want them. And also these quote unquote enchantresses, yeah, that was shade, saying, um, if you put out this bad energy and always talking about black men and trashing them, you won't be able to get your forever bread. Bitch, who is looking for their
That's a
forever
lie.
bread? Who is looking for their forever bread on Divested Zealots page? They come here to vent.
That sounds so silly.
Forever bread ain't studying this page. Do you think for 1 second that I sit in front of my husband talking this shit?
Of course not. And the men that we want, they're not on any freaking YouTube page and comment sections like going off and going back and forth with women. Please.
No, that's for Tyrone to do. And if you're looking for a man on YouTube, you're probably going to end up with a Tyrone because they don't have anything to offer. And what they're going to do is follow you around. But white men that got other shit to do, they're not in here. I can promise you that.
They're not. Like, I don't know. That's why I always said it's just wild seeing some of the comments these men will leave, like, or just going back and forth with women talking about their looks and just going in. I'm just like, ew, that's so, ugh. Isn't even feminine at this point. Like, Jesus. It's just a whole, ugh. Mm.
It says white women always see me as a threat. I could care less about them. And that's a good place to be in. But some of us, we still feel threatened by white women. And I don't know why. And I feel like it has a lot to do with black men saying that they prefer white women. That always will cut to the core with a lot of women.
Mm-hmm.
I'm up under no delusion that everybody can be saved. They can't, you know.
They can't.
I don't
And
give a solid fuck if he took a Ku Klux Klan white chick and beat her down. I'm not going to say, well, he shouldn't go. He shouldn't. The restraining order. He shouldn't get that because she's racist. Keep your fucking hands to yourself, or you get a restraining order or take your ass to jail. Point blank. Period.
and with this reminds me of whenever I go to that comment by Sean Q Renee, whenever I go to a store, white women, they literally will go to the other aisle before they won't even say excuse me. They'll go to the other aisle or just invade your personal space and like stretch in front of your face to reach something in the freezer or off the shelves. And
Don't they
like
always do that? I'm like, if I'm
always.
standing in front of the black care products, how do you need any of this? Why are you why are you here?
It's so disrespectful. I mean, and then they'll sit there and be like, "Oh my God, we're being attacked." I'm like, "No, you do." They, I mean, I've been to multiple stores because I do prefer to shop in specific areas, and some of them will try you like that. Most of them will try you like that. And
They
that
do the
shit.
shit
One
on
day,
purpose.
I had to tell. I was like, "You can say excuse me. Like, it won't kill you to say excuse me. I have no problem moving out of the way." But you're not about to, because if I wear heels or something, I don't know. What are you afraid? Because I'm a little taller than you? Like, what is it? It's so fucking disrespectful, and it is a microaggression. And I don't look at it as micro. It's just aggressive as fuck to me.
The tea is this. My sister-in-law is a Becky, right? And she said, because she think we friends and shit. Picture that.
Uh,
Um, that happens, and we reach over you in order to get you to act like an angry black woman and then basically play victim. That's what she said. She
Oh,
told me that years ago. So
interesting.
you know that reaching over black women kind of triggers black women because they think you're doing it, trying to be an asshole. And she basically admitted that she told me that in 2017 during Christmas after she had some whiskey and eggnog. Okay. So she was running her mouth a little bit.
Running her fucking mouth.
Hmm.
That's very
So
interesting. That doesn't surprise me though, because you do see those women and they love to use those examples. Like, see, this is how all of them are. But lucky, she would have found the wrong bitch, because I will stand there with my big ass and cry. Like, I don't play that silly shit. I'm not about to curse your ass out. Like, no. First, that's why I said you need to always be like regulars at certain places. I'm not about to sit there and go back and forth with you. I'll sternly say, you can say excuse me. I have no problem moving, but you're not about to like stretch your hand in front of my face. Like, come on now.
if they get you to, get triggered and start hooping and hollering and acting a damn fool, then it makes her look good. Makes her look like, I just wanted to reach over you to get, the mayonnaise. Yeah, I went there. I was just trying to get the mayonnaise, and she got upset with me for no
Yeah.
reason.
Oh my God. You know this. I mean, I was standing in the aisle in Target, of course, and I didn't even notice someone was behind me. She was literally just standing there. This older white woman. And I was just like, oh, we could stay here all fucking day. Because if you're really gonna stand behind me over just saying, oh, excuse me, do you mind if I get by? Like, are you serious right now?
Get on your phone and play talk to somebody and tell them you test positive for COVID. They'll back the fuck up. Yeah, they said I was positive, but I don't believe them because I don't have any symptoms. But yeah, the doctor said I was positive. That'll get that bitch on her way.
I'll try that next time.
Girl, yes, we are passive aggressive. Yes, white women are very passive aggressive.
That
So
shit drives me crazy because I notice it instantly, especially when I see them about to come in the aisle and then they just what? And you know all the aisles now have like an arrow to go in and out a certain way, and they'll just back up, and I'm like, girl, okay.
let me ask y'all this in the chat. Have y'all noticed that whenever a Dusty is with his white girl in any store that you're in, they seem to follow you around so they can make sure that you saw them?
Wait,
It's
say that
like,
again. Sorry.
okay, so imagine being in a store, a black man and a white woman walk in, they're a couple. If you don't provide them eye contact, they'll follow you until they get the eye contact from you. That's another way of trying to trigger you.
Holy shit.
That has happened so many times where it's like, bro, I'm doing the same thing. Carry on.
That is so, yo, that's like, oh my God, that is so true. And I never think anything of it because that's the last thing I care about. But that's really true.
Next time y'all are out and minding your own business, if an interracial couple comes in where the woman is white and the man is black, walk away and watch them follow you passive aggressively because they want you. He's already told her, watch she get mad when she see you with me. He's already said that. Now he has to prove it, so they'll follow you around.
That is so true. Oh my, but I didn't, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, let me see this. Yep. For my sisters, yes. They stay trying to trigger, or she quickly holds his hand. Coffee goddess, hell yes. Or throw that nasty ass dusty kiss on them. Uh, y'all should figure out who y'all trying to trigger before you try to trigger. Let me pull out my phone so you can see my kids. Then you'll know
Someone
you're
said
not
it's
triggering
true.
me.
That's true about the restaurants, especially. But I'm like, I'm with a white guy anyway. So the gag is you're the one sitting there looking like the idiot putting on the show.
I can't stand black women, white woman couples. They're annoying and attention seeking. Yes, live life. They're very attention seeking. But y'all couldn't believe that post went left like that. If you, and I'm being serious right now, if you feel some type of way about white women, please jump in my inbox because I I got a way to deal with that without you getting in any trouble, without you having to pay for a therapist. I know what the problem is. I know exactly what the problem is because my sister is still like that, but she only dates black men. So one of my sisters, actually.
Let me tell you something. I know a couple black women that just, it's like, I think, I don't even know what a black man could do to them where they'll actually just let go. Like, just black man after black man just treat them like shit, and they just refuse to even try anything else. And even if they did, and they got better treatment outside of, when they dated outside of their race, but for whatever reason, they just come back and now they're in the shitty relationship, stressed out, gaining weight. Like, I just don't understand.
Okay, Ma, it's a post about Dr. Dre and Nicole and the judge denying her a restraining order against his violent ass. That post is on my page. But y'all, I, I'm constantly stopping when I'm getting ready to say because I don't want to get any. I'm trying so hard. If somebody hear half the shit I want to say, they get this fucking page out of here quickly. But I need y'all to quit being triggered by white women because honestly, anybody that's a white woman and has decided to date black men, they are already in a bad situation.
Mm-hmm.
There is nothing, absolutely nothing to be jealous of. She is a counterpart of the men that built America. If you live in
Yep.
America, she is a counterpart of the men that built America. They own most of the resources. They control laws. They the shit. And she decided that, hey, I'm gonna go over here to the bottom of the barrel. You have to think about what kind of bitch would do that.
They think they're the exception to the rule. And that's part of the problem. Look at Iggy Azalea. I don't know if she thought she was special and wasn't about to be a baby mama to that girl. I mean, well, to Playboy Cardi. It's just they always think that, oh, you may treat black women like that, but I'm different.
Well, it's because of all the stuff that they hear online, they see on TV, and all that extra shit. Now they're 92% baby mamas, single
Hmm.
mothers, out of wedlock when they're with black men. And
Black men gas them.
I didn't think it could get any worse than it is with black women because we at 77%. Becky is at 92%, damn near 100 fucking percent of the squirrel babies don't have a Tyrone, a most involved father in their life.
Of course not. All they wanted was the mixed kid, and they're like, oh my god. They'll be like, oh yeah, my kid is light skinned and got some pretty eyes. That's all they wanted to say.
Mm. Iggy got the treatment of a single mother on Christmas Day. Yes, she did.
She sure did.
Yes, she did.
On
Um,
Christmas Day.
I am so tempted to play this video that I want to share on Patreon, but I know she's gonna have a fit, so I'm not gonna do that.
Oh, I want to go. Ooh, I want to see that later.
So y'all, I really don't want y'all to think that I was trying to throw shade at anybody that's, following my page. I just thought that more of us were in a different place. I thought more of us was in a different place. And I'm glad I know better now so that I can curtail my posts so it can, hit just a tad bit softer for you guys that are sitting on the fence getting a yeast infection, not wanting to jump over the fence. You straddling the fuck out that fence. And it depends on the situation whether you're gonna stay or leave. And one day you all in, the next day it's like, yeah, but she white, so I don't give a fuck. Listen, I'm not going to be like those mammies that pick through the victims of R. Kelly and try to decide which one was worth your sympathy. All of black men's victims get some monicum of sympathy from me. I don't cape for Becky's. I use Becky's to get Dusty's in trouble. That's a fact.
No, you did not.
I use Becky's to get Dusty's in trouble. Just like they use us for fashion and style and all this such shit white women do. I use them to get Dusty's in trouble because they are indeed the enemy.
That's smart. It's the least they could do. Sorry.
The fuck? Hold on. Is my sound still good?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure because I started hearing an echo. But go ahead while I fix this mic, Island Girl. Trying to see what the fuck going on here.
No, I'm reading these comments. Ooh, somebody said my cousin has over 20 plus children with a white woman. Oh my god, ew.
With one white woman?
With wait, my cousin has over 20 plus children with white women, and she put multiple women's. Oh my god, I need
I
to.
bet you he's short as fuck. I don't know why. The can I say this? The mud sharks? Can I say that? They like short dusties for some odd reason. Short, big mouth dusties.
Look at the Bachelor. That the new Black Bachelor. His mom. Everyone was like, "Oh God!" When they saw his father. Apparently, his mom is tall and his dad is short. And I'm
Mm.
just like, and they are right in that storyline that his father basically wasn't shit and left him there.
If y'all take a look at the page I was talking about, his what was it? Shit, let me go and check again because I want to make sure y'all saw this. I'm just logging back into Facebook real quick. But they're sitting over there dragging the shit out of you. And meantime, you won't drag the shit out of them because of his white girl. I couldn't believe it. I'm stunned. I'm still stunned by what I saw. Dead ass serious. I'm getting ready to share my screen. Just give me a second, y'all.
Okay, because I was.
Yeah. I would have bet my last dollar that y'all weren't still triggered by white girls. Not all of y'all. I need to quit saying y'all.
Yeah, I didn't watch The Bachelor, but people that I follow always are reviewing it, and everyone keeps talking. And ABC is making sure to say, "Wow, the first Black Bachelor. Of course, he didn't have a dad." And I'm like, y'all don't even see it. But of course, they're not gonna blame the dad, and of course, they won't blame the white woman.
Y'all, I thought that guy was gay.
Somebody said that's what everyone's been saying, and
I
they
got a post on Facebook about it with his boyfriend. He got him a zaddy too.
wait, hold up, wait, what?
Yeah, you would have to scroll back about 2 months ago when they were first when The Bachelor was first coming out. I got a picture of The Bachelor with his white boyfriend and this is his boyfriend. I'm talking about they're in the bed together, they're on dates together, they're doing all this. You know what I mean?
So he's not even quote unquote bot. The Dusty's gonna be like, oh my god, they're pushing the gay agenda on us.
No, they the gayest men on earth. I don't know what the fuck. Child, please, they the gayest men on earth.
Very much so. I'm sorry. Some of the stuff there, I'm like, that's really suspect, sir.
I'm not being extra, but I'm telling you, if you do any research, right, 2% of general population identify as homosexual males.
Hmm.
5% of the black population identifies as homosexual. Fact check me.
Who you think all those gay men in like Atlanta are fucking? Like, let's keep it real. It's a lot of them are posing or on the DL. Yeah, straight up. Just like on that show on Netflix where people were mad at that Carlton or mad at women because they didn't want to date a bisexual man. Like, especially when it comes to black women, it's like our options are so low. They literally want to force us to be open to dating bi men, and if we're not open to it, we're homophobic.
Black women tend to undo themselves. You shouldn't be out here preaching that black women should date bisexual men because by default, babe, with us having the highest gay, number of gay men, if you're dating a black man, at some point you're gonna come across a, um, a bisexual man. And yes, I'm very biphobic, y'all.
Yeah, I'm
I
not with
can't.
it. I'm not gonna apologize for that. Like, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna be fucking somebody that's bending over or doing anything to a man. I'm very sorry. Like, That's just not attractive to me.
I like alpha men, and the fact that you bent over for somebody, that's not gonna do it for me. I can't. You literally bent over and got fucked, and I have zero respect for you at this point. You can't be in a dominant position over me when some other guy is dominant over you. Fuck all of
Right.
that instantly. I can't do it.
I'm
I
like, well,
can't
if that
do it.
makes me biphobic, well, I'll be with that. I have no
Okay, mom,
problem.
this was the post from last night. She didn't get a chance to see it. Where Nicole wasn't even mentioned. Actually, the website is the one that mentioned Nicole. I think I called her or she or something like that. But for some reason, Nicole took center stage, and because she's never kicked for black women, for some reason, Dr. Dre shouldn't have a restraining order, or they don't care whether he gets a restraining order. But the fact of the matter is, he's now dating a black woman. Okay,
They
so are you
always
going?
fall back.
Yes. Are you going to change your tune then, or here's the deal. He dated black women in the past. Michelle and D Barnes are black. He didn't date D Barnes per se, but it was like the little flirt you have going on.
Hmm.
He didn't date her, but he literally dated and procreated with Michelle. And the fact that he beat her down several times should be enough aside from Nicole.
Yep.
Aside from Nicole. So
I would never date somebody like that. Wait, hold on. A little unseelie, yes. Diamond people definitely came for her because she was not interested in Carlton's gay ass. Well, you see, he has a boyfriend now. The guy from that Netflix show. I keep forgetting the name of it. Now Carlton is with a whole man, and he's trying to convince us that he's just bisexual.
who?
It's the show on Netflix. What the frick was it called? It's like sorry, cause somebody in the chat remind me, Love is Blind. It was a show on Netflix where you dated in pods and you didn't see the person's face until basically the end of it. And there's this guy named Carlton, and he dated or linked up with Diamond, and he revealed to her in the end that he was basically bisexual. And it was a whole thing. He went off on her like a whole bitch. And then he talked about her wig and all this stuff. And let's just talk about Cameron and Lauren, the interracial couple, beautiful, all that jazz. Then you have Carlton over here going off, and then he made a whole thing about how, you know, women hate bisexual men, and then it turned into black women's. Everything just comes down specifically to black women. Black women really hate bisexual men. Black women are insanely homophobic and all this stuff. And I'm like, why, when it comes to black women, we can't have options? We can't, distinctively say, yeah, that's not what I'm into. I'm not attracted to that. It was legit a whole thing. And now he has a boyfriend.
I can't think of one thing that black women aren't ashamed of. If you have any standards, you're shamed. If your standards are too low, you're shamed. If they're too high, you're shamed. If you don't want to do bisexual men, you're shamed. If you don't want to see some trans women, pause. If you don't want to see some trans women as women, you're phobic for that. You're fat. Your hair is not real. Oh, and let's not forget the dreaded smell of your coochie. That's really, really a big problem. You only worth $5. You're single mothers. This is all the stuff that we heard
Mm-hmm.
from black men. So when I
Yep.
get any pushback, once I start dragging black men, I get confused as fuck, y'all. Somebody got to tell me what the hell is going on.
Which is, God, it's so embarrassing at this point. Like, and that's great. That's literally all those disgusting things come from black men. And then the mammies, push it even further. But like the core of it, that they literally started all that shit, all those negative stereotypes. That's why I'm like, these women are talking about protect our boys, coddle our boys, and your boys literally turn out to be shit, and then they turn around and blame your ass because you're the only parent that stayed,
It
not their
doesn't
dad.
matter. Right, right.
They won't blame their dad that, oh, that has, oh no, my mom raised me, I was in her household, so however I came up, however I grew up, the man I turned out to be, it's all on how she raised me. Despite the, I'd say over and over, the treatment of black girls in households, how many lives have you done where at least one black woman has said they've been abused? Right? You
Every
have
time,
all
every
these,
time we get up here, there's at least
every
they
single
claim
time.
it's 62%. They claim it's 62%, but like I said, I think it's about 85%
It's high.
of.
It's damn near 90 if it's not. Like it's high. And I'm like, black women go through so much growing up. They go to college. They do even if they don't go to college. Like I don't know a bum ass black bitch. Like that's their term. They love to say that, but I don't know that. Like even if they didn't go to college, I'm like, I know girls that didn't go to college but own a house because they've been working since they were like 16. Like, and then they the world, they get opportunities, they simply don't take it. They get more opportunities than black women most times and they literally don't take it.
Yeah, yeah. Welcome to the panel, Coco.
Because they've been
Hey
working since they were
y'all.
like 16. Hey Coco.
I think you might have something on in the back or muted or whatever. What's your take on it? On all the stuff we talked about, Dr. Dre, bisexual men, and people saying that we're just bitter or what have you because we're over here. And we're not going to find our forever bread 26 years later. Anyway, we're not going to find our forever bread if we keep putting off this really bad energy. I don't think
Can you
there's
guys hear
408
me?
people in here.
I
I can
can't
hear you
hear
now.
you.
Y'all, yeah, Divested, you're breaking up a bit and
Hold
sorry, who just came in, Coco. Oops. Did I just extra?
She just, I don't know what happened to her. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Is it coming in clear?
Wait, say, yeah, you sound fine just now.
Okay. It might have been her
Wait,
her
I think I
background noise.
accidentally X'd her out because I clicked her name. I didn't know I could actually X somebody out. I didn't even know I could click on name. Sorry about that.
No, it's okay. All of us are in here trying to work this thing out, girl. I catch hell with this damn StreamYards every time I get on here. Either the sound is fucked up or some shit like that. But I was asking her what was her take on any of the subjects we were talking about. All of this is wrapped up into one, and it boils down to how black women deal with black men, whatever shenanigans they got going on. Even if you're divested, you still have black men, okay, that want to get in your shit, that is affecting your image, that's affecting your family members. It's just you have to have an opinion one way or the other because if
Mhm.
you sit up here and pretend like you so unfucking bothered that nothing gets to me, I'm just completely I'm okay. You could tell the internet that shit. I'm just trying to keep it real with you. Once you hang up with a live or hang up on Patreon or hang up on Facebook, the real world is waiting for you on the other side. And there is a
Mhm.
black ass Dusty standing right there waiting to ruin your life in one way or the goddamn other.
And one thing they will do is ruin your fucking life because how many people, how many black women are at the top of their game, have their shit together. They start dating a Dusty. He did that little trick that man taught them to, stay in your house. All of a sudden, you're missing work. You're late on bills because your dumbass is trusting him to pay your phone bill. And of course, he takes the money and do some dumb shit with it. Like, they will ruin your life. Like, it's not, people aren't talking out their ass. Like, this shit has been proven, this decades worth of proof.
Shit, we might be able to say centuries worth because they were in slavery letting motherfuckers know that they wasn't fucking with y'all. You get what I'm
True.
saying?
That's true.
So we could literally say centuries worth. They have never ever been there for y'all. So I don't get the apprehension. And it's your right to be apprehensive. It is. You do what you want to do. But if you're going to stay around me, I'm going to tell you, you're going to get offended at least once a week. I can promise you that.
Yeah, I just stopped talking to certain people because I could tell they, you could feel the pushback because they're just like, but I'm like, but I'm talking about your life though. So clearly, something I'm saying is right because you're living what I chose not to deal with. Like, I'm chilling over here. I have a nice life. You don't. You could all you gotta say to me is, well, at least I got a man. Well, I have one or two too, and I'm being treated better than you. So what's the issue there?
Black women's response to all that vitriol that they did for the past 10 years, black men did for the past 10 years, was to come on and say, not all. I'm not
Oh my
bothered by that.
freaking god!
These people came on with the hammer of Thor and ripped your shit to shreds. And it's not all.
It's
Not all.
never all. No shit. Like really?
We know it's not all. But I bet you $100 to a bucket of shit, you won't find no black man that's gonna treat you worth a goddamn. There's too many of them out here that are already taken, quote unquote, and then the rest of them they're not going to try to correct your other dusties. So drag them if you want.
Exactly. Look at Kirk Franklin's son. That grown man is recording his father, blasting his grown ass all over the internet. And I'm just like, at the end of the day, you're 33. And just like the sister said, you had a good life. Like, you have opportunities. You flunked out of school. So it doesn't matter. Like, whatever they get, they'll just shit on it and then turn around and be this grown ass man saying, well, you didn't do this, you didn't do that. After a certain age, you get your shit together, go to therapy, and go on about your fucking life.
Right. Hey, Misty S, welcome to the panel.
Hey, I kind of jumped in late here, but you know what? I'm thinking about how I was gaslit so much because I was on the same shit in high school. I was like, I'm not messing with black men. I'm not gonna give them the energy, and it was like I was gaslit back into, oh, you got to give them a chance. Oh, you're self-hating, and that's the shit a lot of us been on. But then you get gaslit, and then you get told, oh well, nobody else is gonna want you. All this brainwashing bullshit that they do, and a lot of people still stuck in that. They need to
Mm-hmm.
learn how to stop being triggered by these white women. They need to learn how to stop being triggered. So it takes time, but I'm telling you, like that mental shit, the shit that they do to us is like really messed up.
Misty S, I also think that those energy crystal yoni eggs unbothered ass bitches are gaslighting too.
Oh yeah.
That's
Oh
some gas.
yeah. You attract what you are. Nah, these niggas just dusty. That's not my fault. Why are
I
we
don't
always taking the blame for
I
them
don't give a
doing
fuck
shit?
what kind of energy you put out in front of a black dude. You gonna get a black dude back. I don't give a damn if you got jades coming out your nipples. You are going to get a dusty back. I don't know why. Now that triggers me. Those
No, it is
bitches,
triggering.
those bitches those energy bitches that kind of get, that's gaslighting. You're just getting what you're getting putting off. No, I'm not getting what I'm putting off. I'm over here being myself, and then every dusty I see is being himself, which is trash.
Right. Like you get up and going out and like, I'm about to go shopping. I'm having a good day. You look cute. Probably will grab lunch and you go out and you have one interaction and it just is so off putting because it's never respectful. It's the yo ma. I'm just like, ew, get away from me.
Yeah,
That don't have anything to do with the energy I push out.
what kind of energy was the girl putting out when she got her eyeball crunched on? What kind of energy was that?
They don't want to talk about that. They
She
won't
don't.
talk about it. Dead ass. They will not talk about it. They posted that white dude, the football player. They posted that everywhere. But I ain't see not
Everywhere.
now one black man talk about what these guys did in New York and what they keep doing because apparently it's a routine thing for them to attack black women if they don't want to talk to them. But I ain't. It's crickets.
But did you see that protest after the fact with that girl and they were, in front of the store or whatever. And the man reporting, he's like, yeah, it's protect black women. We're not standing for that shit no more. And I was like, no more. Why wait, what now? That's literally the only thing I got from it. That shit pissed me off so much. I'm like, y'all, if y'all actually put y'all foot down in the first fucking place, none of this shit would happen. But people know who to fuck with. They fuck with black women because they know at the end of the day, who's gonna check them? Nobody.
Hmm.
They're not worried about any repercussions.
That was so fake. That whole thing, we're gonna protest. No, shut up. If you see some shit happening, then you do something. But they want to make it look, they care about image. Black men care about image. I'm learning that
Mm-hmm.
fast. They care about how they look. They don't care about actions. Like if you tell them the truth on them, they'll gaslight the fuck out of you. All of this, like
They don't want other people helping you either. As far as that Goldman Sachs situation goes, any Dusties that's listening, let me tell you what happened. Your fucking ass dropped the ball, and somebody with a real set of balls came up and helped your women. Deal with it. Sleep on that shit. Think about that when you eat your Popeye's chicken sandwich tonight, nigga. Welcome to the panel, self-invested. I think her
Hey,
mic
y'all,
is
what's going on,
hey.
fam?
Okay.
We up here kicking it.
Girl. So I was just watching a documentary on Papa Doc of Haiti. Because if you look at Haiti right now, they are up in arms trying to get rid of their president. Papa Doc, Baby Doc. I mean, any African leader, any Caribbean leader, they all drain their countries dry of resources, money, kill all the people. And for what?
Hmm. Anywhere where they're in control, the place turns into a shithole, like Donald Trump said.
Child, Nigeria, they literally pulling the oil out the ground, refining it into gasoline, and then the government comes in and bust all of it up. And so they land is just it's just disgusting. It's filled with oil. The government don't come in and clean it up. And the best they can do is kidnap the girls and rape them. I mean,
Y'all, I was done when I saw them people in Haiti making mud cookies. Did y'all see that?
I don't
child.
want to laugh, yo. I'm sorry, it's not even funny.
I was done. I'm like, they are literally eating the earth.
I could
They're
not
eating
believe
the
that.
earth. That's how niggas provide. This our land. You can make cookies out of the dirt. That's a nigga talking, all right?
Girl.
yeah, how did they have the manpower to kidnap? What did they kidnap? Hundreds of girls at a time, but yet they can't seem to do anything else. They can't stop other countries from taking their own resources. I don't understand, why are you so happy to be a king when you can kidnap girls but you can't use any of these resources to build anything? I don't understand.
Bitty Mumba. Bitty Bumba.
Hello, and
Welcome to the
thank you
panel.
so much from the bottom of my heart for getting me over the hump. I was fence sitting, and it's been dragging down my spirit and my soul. And I knew. What's sad is I knew what was wrong. I just refused to believe it. So thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Oh, you're welcome. And I understand because they look like you. You know what I'm saying? Especially if when you were a little girl, you went to a black elementary school and this, that, and third. Some of our minds cannot wrap around the fact that that dude that looks just like you, that looks just like your cousin, looks like every black man that you know, actually hates you. It's not that he
For
don't
people who are
like you. He hates
clearly
your
that
fucking.
way,
I mean, there's no other way to put it.
they're insane. You can't hang
Ever
around
since
crazy
I'm not
people and not be crazy. You can't.
right. Ever since Monica sent me that that post, I'm like, wait, hold on. They still talking about this? They are going to
Wait,
talk about that until
Divested, you're breaking up
10
a little
billion
bit. Sorry.
run dry.
You're breaking up a bit.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you sound good now, but you're breaking up for a bit.
Okay.
Yeah, you sound good now.
Okay, thank you. I guess every time I get excited, it goes left. But what I was saying was they look like your family, but they're not your family. And the other side of that is even if they are your family, a lot of these girls are getting touched by their family. So I don't understand the unwillingness to back off.
So let me say real quick, when my daughter was 7, the little girl around the corner, her and her sister, they always used to want to come over my house, and it's just me and my daughter. I had no problem with it. I love children, especially little black girls. Um, Then they start bringing their brothers. Um, look, oh, they were younger than them. I finally met their mom, and she didn't have them all, but she had like 8 kids from 18 to 5. Well, it come to find out the little girl was running over here because her brother, I guess he was 12, he was raping her at night.
Oh
Um,
my god.
he getting on top of her, humping her. Um, and so I told him, you're more than welcome to spend the night over here, go to school from my house. I talked to her mother about it, and she screamed and hollered and said she knew she was going to talk to his father, see if he could go live with her, but he never left the house. So one day I'm coming home late from work, and she goes over their house. Her sisters were at home, like she got two older sisters. They were here, but my baby went around the corner to play with her friends. Do you know this little boy humped on my daughter?
Oh what?
No.
Girl,
What?
she was, and see, we live in a household of females. My oldest is 22, and then I raise a adopted child, should be 21 next week. So my baby hadn't been around boys or men. And she said she was laying on their couch doing her homework, and here come the little boy humping on her, talking about, so let me see something, let me see something, let me see something. So
Mm-mm.
when I come home, she running to me, mommy, 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 he touched me. And I listen, honey, I didn't know what to say or do. I was ready to fight and stab the little boy. I talked to the mama. The mama act like she was dead and hit him over the head with an umbrella and some other stuff. And finally, I talked to the little boy, like, why can't you control yourself? I heard what you did to your little sisters. Why can't you control yourself around girls? And then what made you think it was all right to touch mine? You know, no accountability, none, no accountability at all. Thank God it ain't go, no further. The little boy did eventually go spend the night with his father, but I mean that mother with her 8 kids, she was constantly homeless. She didn't have a car. Wasn't nobody coming to check on their kids. The older teenage boys didn't have jobs, wasn't looking for jobs. That one I just talked about, she acted like his father was gonna save him and put him on the road, somehow. I'm like, girl, he going to jail. He on his way to prison.
That's why I don't understand having multiple children. If you had an issue with the first one, the second one, why are you going to keep adding to it? Like,
Right.
all these damaged people are just going to shuffle into the world amongst people with sense. And it's like, I'll never make sense of that. Like, you have all these kids and all these men are doing, they talk about single mothers and shit, but I'm like, at the end of the day, you will legit come into her life and give her another kid. So spare me with the bullshit.
It's the Dunning Kruger effect. They don't realize how fucked up they are, so they don't realize how fucked up their kids are.
Bitty Boomer, you outside?
Oh yeah.
Let me say something real quick. I was not at home. My daughter was not allowed over there. My house is a safe house for those little girls. When you call the police is not going to do anything to anybody under 15 years old when they commit a crime. They'll get counseling. They have counselors come out and talk to the people. They will not arrest a 12-year-old boy. I do believe he should have been arrested for what he did to his sister, but she had my daughter, her assault, she had her clothes on. It happened briefly, and though she was traumatized, she was not physically damaged. So I could not call the police. I'm just reading the comments. I'm just trying to explain to y'all. When you come across these situations, a lot of times the system protects these men, protects these boys, just like we saw with the 6-year-old who killed the little white girl, because she wouldn't kiss him. The system will come in and say there are protections around, people because of their age or their mental incapacity or whatever. And the system will protect them until they get age enough and do something so inappropriate that the system can then come down on them. The point that I'm getting at is that culturally it's so widely acceptable that these little boys under 18, under 15, here I was reading somebody talking about they 3-year-old nephew was trying to grind on their 18-month-old daughter.
Oh my fucking God.
What is going on?
And it goes back to the culture. These mammies, it's a popular meme out there. of a woman hugging Jason, talking about I love my son, even though he is serial killer. That's how it is. Our communities love. I'm gonna shut up after this, but I just dropped in the chat a story about a 25-year-old black man in Indianapolis. He kidnapped his 6-month-old daughter, ran off with her, came back to the house, killed everybody in the house. Killed
Whoa.
his baby mama, killed another child and 2 other adults, but the 6-month-old was okay. He ain't dead. He gonna go to jail. Some liberal gonna appeal. If he get the death penalty, he gonna be in jail for 25, 30 years. And at 25, he'll probably get out at 50 and come out and do the same thing.
Right before he get on that dating app and get one of these mammies to take care of him.
That's scary. Ooh, Jesus.
Welcome to the panel, Coco. You was here earlier, but you got up out of here.
Yeah, I think I got it fixed now. The audio.
Yeah, StreamYards is doing the most because we having church in here, so they fucking with our audio.
And I think what she was saying about the boy who was molesting his little sister, I think the fact that they try to spin this narrative as if everyone is trying to railroad them and send them to jail and get them caught up for any little thing is completely a farce, because there are so many black men who are getting away with it still to this day, who have gotten away with so much in the past, and yet there's constantly this narrative, oh, they beating up on the black man, they're trying to take the black man down, they're trying to tarnish his image, when that's not what's happening at all.
I wish they would. I wish that was actually true, that they were railroading the black man. They're not. If it was true, maybe some of these women could get some justice out here, but it's not true.
No, it's not true. They actually get away with far more than what we would ever know. We only know about the things that they get caught for. We don't know about all the other things that they've done that led up to the point to where they ended up getting caught.
When we was talking earlier concerning Dr. Dre, I hate to keep bringing it back to that, but what I thought about when I was looking at some of the stuff all over, not just on my page, all over Facebook. I thought about back in the day when the OJ situation happened. They was mad at Nicole instead of being mad at OJ. I don't got no love for Nicole. Listen, it's for her people to tell her RIP. Mammies jumped up and fucking down when OJ got off for killing that woman.
Didn't he kill the lover too?
Yeah, I think his name was Ron Goldman. He killed both of them, and I don't think he was by himself. I think his little friend boy from the Bronco was with him.
The situation with Dr. Dre and OJ, it proves that they're not just putting them away for anything. It proves that. And Dr. Dre, he's gonna automatically be protected because he has a little bit of money. So, and then they say that they spin the narrative, oh, well, it doesn't matter if you're a doctor, it doesn't matter if you're a millionaire, if you're a black man, then they still going to take you down. That's not true, because these black rappers, they let all these rappers get off. They let them out of jail early. The dude, what's his name, Bobby Smurder or whatever, he just got out and he was charged with murder. He should still be in jail, and people are celebrating a murderer getting out of jail.
It's the
That's
same
our community.
Yeah,
actually, it ain't my community no more, but that's the black community. Like, they always gonna cover for them, always gonna protect them, because they don't care about right and wrong. But oh no, it's a black man. Oh, he's touching these kids. Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing, because they might take him to jail. It's always like that. Why do they always get to prioritize being a black man over what's right or what's legal? Or even us, like even black women, if they do something to a black woman, don't tell. Don't say nothing. How the fuck did R. Kelly get away with this shit for so long? Everybody knew about it. And he's just now starting to see a little bit of that shit come back on him. Like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the people of Illinois are paying for his meals every day, so I resent that. Make him pay for it. He's rich, so called. I don't know how much money he got, but he flaunted his riches in front of us while he was touching people, little girls. So make him pay for his own damn meals. The people of Illinois shouldn't have to pay for that shit.
And
And
It was
then
up to me. He
Anytime.
was sitting in the cave.
even you still have people still defending R. Kelly. And my thing is, uh, oh, I just lost my train of thought. Just thinking about R. Kelly. Oh my God. My thing is, you still got a bunch of mammies riding for R. Kelly, and the reason every time you bring up R. Kelly or anybody else that does the things that he's done, they say, "Oh, well, white people do it too, or white men do it too." The difference is, why are we concerning ourselves with white people? White people deal with their own people. So why are we worried about what white men do? If we are black women, so we're naturally are going to deal with what black men are doing in our community. So this whole situation is always saying, "Oh, well, hold white people accountable." White people hold the criminals in their community accountable.
Notice how they quit talking about T.I., right? They want us to talk about Cuomo at this point. You see that?
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
They want us to go after what's his name, the white guy that's always with Oprah, her friend,
Dr.
Is it
Phil
Harvey
or Dr. House?
Weinstein?
Oh,
yeah, Weinstein. Why do we need to go after him? It's white women that should be going after him.
I
It
agree.
makes no sense to me why every time you bring up anything, so because a white person does it, it's okay for the black guy to do it. That's what y'all are saying.
that's always the excuse. But the white man,
Yeah, the white guys do it too, or these people do it too. But we're not talking about those people. And it wasn't, R. Kelly was doing these to black women and black girls.
Yep.
Well,
So it makes no sense to bring other races of people because you don't want them bringing you into their shit.
right. See, please drop your mic because you said that. Okay. If a white dude stood up and was like, black men do it too, or we'll be all over his ass.
always.
Exactly. Exactly.
I see
That's the thing.
a whole bunch of posts about Cuomo, and they not talking, they not asking why they haven't arrested T.I. Have y'all read some of those court documents? I'm gonna have to bring
Girl,
those. I'm gonna have to bring
yes.
those next time. That's a fucking shame.
I need to. I
Girl.
haven't seen any court documents on.
The court documents are disgusting. It
Very disgusting.
says that Tiny would introduce herself to women, get them to trust her, and then she would give them a drink. The 17-year-old girl said that she was out on some sort of retreat and she was working for them. She was 17 years old, and Tiny introduced some type of drink to her. And then T.I. came over to her, start rubbing on her. Next thing you know, she was passed out, woke up with a towel on her with two other interns naked on the tour bus. Then they keep passing them out. So the girl would, a stripper or somebody would say willingly, "Yeah, I'll go with Tiny and T.I." I would never wake up next to those two, gross, but she would go in willingly. And once they got there, she would get Molly, cocaine, liquor until she passed out. But she would wake up with security, a whole different team. They ran trains and whatnot. The one little girl said Alpha Omega, the security guy, had kidnapped her, took her and kidnapped her, put her in her car, held her by gunpoint, and raped her.
He held her
You
for
know,
days, right? Or like,
but yeah, for like three. Girl, I can't.
They
that's
can
all the need to
record
know about it.
themselves, video, audio, full confession, video evidence, and still get off and say that they're being persecuted. Like I said, you woke me up. It's ridiculous. I'm now ashamed of myself that I didn't see it. Like they be confessing. They tell the whole world and to a throbbing base and get away with it and then call themselves persecuted. I can't.
Because he friends with Keisha Lance Bottoms, like he
Keisha
got some
Lance
sort of
Bottoms has
political
no
career.
And it's funny to me because I know y'all. Do y'all remember when they were when that big thing was going on, where they were saying that Candy was saying that she was gonna drug Portia or whatever and have sex with her, and Todd was gonna have sex with her. And it dawned on me that she's like close friends with T.I. and Tiny, and you know, I believe they have a whole circle of them.
They do. I
that do
actually heard that. That's true. They actually have. Apparently, that's like common knowledge for, I guess, the elite crew down in Atlanta. Like they have orgies, threesomes. Like that's why it's not shocking to a lot of people when they hear about, like, the Candies and Ti and Tiny. And
Yeah,
that's why
it
Tiny kept
does.
going back to him, because with all the cheating, it's like, is it really cheating? Like you have videos of Ti rubbing on this actress's ass, and Tiny's like, they're working through some stuff. I'm like, y'all not working through nothing. This is what y'all do.
Yeah, that's been strange to me. As soon as they said that he was going to have his daughter's hymen checked or whatever, that's been off. Like, what is going on over there?
Yeah, usually men don't want to see their daughter's hymens or know anything about that. So that's kind of pedophilic to me.
Yeah,
Okay,
suspect for sure.
it's
It's for
kind of
sure.
pedophilic to me. Can you imagine having a son worrying about what's going on with his penis? That's the equivalent, and it's disgusting. And he embarrassed the shit out of her.
And if you look at his daughter is his preference.
Yep,
Yes, that's true.
that is so
His
fucking.
daughter tried to speak out about the abuse of children, so
That girl, she looks so sad to me. Like, ever since that thing broke, like, her life changed.
I see someone named Brandon in here. Uh, you better behave because my mods don't play that shit, baby. They don't play at all. Go ahead. I ain't mean to interrupt. I just need to put home
No,
team
it's
on
fine.
notice.
Also, somebody mentioned in the chat about Trey Songs, and I feel like not enough people are talking about that man. I think he's a predator for real.
Trey
Um,
Songs.
Trey Songs. I never liked that guy. I never saw the hype. I don't find him attractive. He just looks very, just like, I don't know, dark,
Girl,
black
I
hair.
thought I was the only one who never liked him. Never. Even when
Somebody
he
sent
first
me.
came out with them dusty braids back in 2008.
I don't know what's going on with him either. I have no idea what's going on with him either. But somebody last night, and I'll share this with y'all too, sent me a video of him spitting in some chick mouth last
Oh,
night.
I
Did
couldn't
y'all
watch
see
it.
that?
Oh,
What?
I couldn't watch it.
No.
I saw the beginning. I was like, oh no, no.
She
That's
literally sat there with her mouth open, waiting for him to spit in her mouth.
Yeah,
and
and
that
there are
literally
people that
happened.
are into that. I had a friend years ago, maybe not even years ago, maybe 2 years ago. We were talking about sex and stuff, and mind you, we've been friends since high school. And she was telling me like during sex that she likes to be spit on or like spit in her face or whatever. And I'm like, what? Like, what? People do that? People, I'm like, you know, I don't know, y'all, but as far as like black men and black women goes, it's a lot of normal stuff going on.
I
I
know
don't
they be
even
doing
want to.
funny stuff in the bedroom,
Yeah,
because they do the amount of stuff, because they project it onto black women. That's why they're always like, oh, y'all love to date white women. I mean, white men, because y'all love being called niggers in the bedroom. And I was like, wait, what now?
What?
Yeah, so you listen to certain things they say, and I'm like, yeah, that's because that's what you like. So you're trying to put it off on black women, because ain't no black woman I know anyways that's playing what they call it, like slave.
Race play?
Yeah, slave for play. Like, I'm just like, where y'all get this info from? Unless y'all fucking the white men and y'all having them calling y'all niggas. Like,
I've been fucking one for 26 years and he ain't never said no shit like that to me. And that's on everything. So they full of shit.
never. That's not even an option. Like, first of all, that's never even like come up. Like, I don't know. That's why it irritates me when I hear black women are like, "Oh my God, I can't even date a white man because I have to teach him about my blackness." I'm like, why?
Oh my goodness.
Like,
You
I got
better
to
teach
learn
that.
about my hair, and I'm like, why does he need to learn about your hair? Like, is he gonna do it? No.
They better
I
teach
don't
these black men about their blackness. The black men apparently don't know about their
They
blackness
don't know
either.
a damn thing.
hmm I don't understand that. Like, what is the trouble? I'm having one take me out now. I never had to reach for my wallet. I never
Nope.
had to open a door. I've never had to do any of that stuff. He's never said nothing disrespectful to me. Like, I didn't put some extensions in my hair, some braids and stuff. He didn't ask me nothing stupid. But
Nope.
constantly with black men, they the ones that got something to say. So I don't understand how it's so difficult for you to branch out and expand your dating pool when it's the same thing with black dudes.
Right, and at
Because
Yeah.
least a
we
white guy will try to learn or on his own. He's not coming to you asking you, "Oh, what about this?" He'll actually research on his own, and if he's genuinely interested, he'll be like, "Oh, like white guys don't even know like I wear a wig or a weave." Like he'll understand that. Oh, now I have in braids. That's different. But they straight up think all this should just grow out your scalp. They just assume it off rip. Like, and they're not that invested in it to even care to ask you. They'll just tell you, "Oh, your hair is really pretty. You changed. You did something new. It looks really nice." Black men, oh,
Exactly.
look at the
As long as
weave
you
and
look
all this
good,
shit.
they don't have
Y'all,
to ask you all these questions.
there was this post, and this girl, she posted her white guy. He was doing something to her hair. I don't know if he was flat ironing. When I tell you, there was like so many black women came out and were posting pictures that their white dude actually was helping, like videos and pictures of the white guy, helping them with their hair. He was like braiding it or helping to take the braids down, or and she, you know what I mean? They are
They
actually,
love
girl,
taking your braids out. I'm gonna
they
tell you that.
was like, they was helping do the hair, flat iron the hair, their natural, helping them with their natural hair. It is like a total different environment. A total different environment.
can
The
I
only
say
time I've
because black men have trained the black community, our culture, to see us as bitches and hoes and tramps, that we don't really understand that other men of other nationalities see us as ladies. They see us as
Mhm.
exquisite. They see you as beautiful, as a delicate flower, as something to be worshipped. And when you deal with black men so much who want to be women, who hate women, who don't want the responsibility of a man to take care of a woman, your womanhood is diminished. So by the
Hmm.
time that you do find somebody who is masculine and their manliness is not caught up in their cock, then you surprised and thrown off that you get doors open for you. You get gifts, you get flowers, you get chocolate, you get introduced to family and friends often and frequently. You're invited on dates. Black men have conditioned us to expect to be pimped and abused.
Wow, that's fact.
the only time I've ever heard the words "I don't usually date black women" is from black men, and I've been approached
Yes.
to asked on date. I've never heard it from any other race.
Yo. Oh my God, that is a fact. That's why I'm like, black women, like open up your, like y'all are staying loyal to a group of men that literally don't give a fuck if somebody bit your eyeball out or not, let alone want to date you. Like, what are you staying loyal to?
Exactly. That's why I can't understand it. It can't be no worse than what's going on now. At least try to branch out. I just don't get it.
And trust me, they're probably afraid to branch out because they know they'll probably finally find the one. Like, what I'm telling you, that's a stress-free life on the other side.
Oh my God. Tell me about it. Like, I don't have to worry about shit when I'm with dude. Like, I just be there and be pretty. Like, it's so relaxing. I don't have to think about nothing.
At all. Have you like try it one day? I'm telling you, go to a nice restaurant by yourself. Even if you want to sit at the bar, just sit a just just give me a small table for two for myself. And I'm telling you, you will not pay for a damn thing.
Well,
And
when
of
you
course,
say
the one
stuff like that, when you say shit like that, they claim that we're trying to paint this picture that white men are perfect. I don't ever remember saying anything like that.
say what now? What?
Oh, y'all always acting like white men are perfect. No, they not perfect, but they got your ass beat, home team. You are beat. Just worry about that.
More deflections. They
My thing
deflecting.
is with white men, what I've noticed about white men, and not only white men, also Hispanic men, they are very helpful and they will help you without trying to get your phone number. I've had a car since I was a senior in high school. I've been having a car, so I've had flat tires breaking down, and all types of situations. Every single time, it's either a white guy or a Mexican guy, or it's never been a black man who has come to help me when I'm on the side of the road. It's always been another race of men. And we know there's black guys passing down the street or whatever. They see you when you got a flat tire, if your car is smoking and you had to pull over. They see you, but they just don't have enough decency to stop and help you without knowing for a fact that they're going to be able to hit it that night.
Right. Or you're
Yep.
not his mother or his sister, so he don't see the point in helping you.
Dang, that make me think. One
Exactly.
day I did get stopped on the side of the road. One of my wheel bearings popped and the tire was out of my car. Like it had popped out. And the person I didn't expect to come help, it was this white dude in a pickup truck. He looked like a redneck. He gave me $120 for me to get my car towed to where it needed to go. I was like, what? Like not one black dude stopped, asked if I was okay, nothing. Yet we supposed to be loyal to them. For what?
Exactly.
They don't know how to fix nothing. Fuck you mean? They don't know how to fix anything. They don't know how to change a tire. They don't know how to put brake pads on. They gonna act like you don't deserve my protection. They don't know how to do none of that
I
shit.
swear, Divested, like
That's so true.
a week ago, I snapped a picture of this Dusty was trying to put air in his tire, and I don't think he was doing it right. Why the black woman had to get out and put the air in the tire. I'm like,
Oh
and I was
no.
right there at Kroger's at the gas pump, and I snapped a picture because I'm like, are you serious, dude? This woman had to get out and put the freaking air in the tire?
But you know what? Black men will look at that and say, she's emasculating him, and that's why they don't help us do shit.
He was trying
Ooh.
to do it, but he couldn't because he's an idiot.
I knew one who, not knew one, and see, this is what keep a lot of, I think, people stuck. The last one I dated, and this should have been enough for me. He didn't know how to hang a curtain,
Oh
like
no. Mm-mm.
hang a curtain, and so of course, shortly after that, the relationship ended. But I wanted it to be any other reason why I was with a man for 3 years who I found out couldn't hang a curtain. I That was shocking. I was like, oh my goodness, I've been sleeping with a slow person. I didn't want to tell myself that. That's the problem. It's like, that's the problem. It's like I didn't want to admit that to myself.
Isn't that just logic? Like, I don't remember. I'm trying to think. Did I see my mom once hang a curtain or something? But isn't that just logic? Like, how do you
He
not?
draped it over the rod like a sheet, and he was like,
God.
and then he was like, "How do you do it?" And I took it off, and I broke the rod down and put it through the loop, and I'm looking like, you legit don't. And so, yeah, that should have been enough for me, and it sadly wasn't.
A lot of grown black men don't know how to tie ties either. Okay.
Oh, yep. Did you remember that
Without
white guy on the news that was helping that black guy tie his tie?
a lot of them don't know how to. And if you go to YouTube and type in how to tie, you'll see a tie as number one. Okay. They don't know what's going on. They have no, and for the most part, they don't have a reason to wear a fucking tie. Let's just keep
True.
that real. They tie
Or
a
they'll
tie
blame
once
their
a
mom.
year.
Or they'll blame their mom and be like, see, my mom made my father leave, so he wasn't there to teach me how to tie a tie.
They don't
Nigga, you
even know how to
don't need
dress
no
for
damn.
interviews.
Right. They don't need no tie for nothing. Court, maybe.
And even then, they look crazy. Have you seen some of them going to court? I'm like, girl, ew. Like, they have their button-up shirt that's oversized with their
Oh my
jeans
God.
and their black Air Force Ones.
Every
Oh,
time, why the clothes never fit though? I don't understand why
It
you just
never
can't find a
fits.
normal shirt to wear instead of one that's 10 sizes too big.
Because their uncle
Why is
bought
your
them the shirt.
pants down there?
It's either the clothes is too big or they too small.
Or they dirty.
And
And
so
they
are all, you
smell.
know.
God, they smell terrible.
Yeah, I remember at my old job, there's people that filled out job applications with pencils, and I was just like, I just stared and I was just embarrassed. It's like they don't know how to do anything. I'm like, they teach you this stuff in like high school. Like, what the hell are you doing?
Well, they don't come to school like they're supposed to. They on distance learning and skipping class at the same fucking time. Now that right there is innovative. Distance learning and skipping at the same time.
That's how they get them 0.13 GPAs.
I
Oh
got some
God.
people in the backyard back here. Oh, Miss Helena
I'll
trying to
jump
get up
off.
here.
I'll jump off so somebody could get in. Love talking to you guys as always. I'll be in the chat.
I love you back, girl.
All right. See you in the Patreon too. Bye.
All right. Let me scroll
But you
down.
know what? A lot of them are mad that we're getting that $1,400 stimulus. I was listening to talk radio show today, and they were so upset that women with children were going to get $1,400, and the children were going to get 1,400. I mean, you should have heard them. They was like, "Get off their back. They should get off their back and get a job. This, that, and the third." And I'm like, "Dang on, y'all don't even want the kids. Y'all don't even want the kids to have more money."
In their world, $1,400 is a lot of goddamn money. In their world, man, listen, do you know how many blunt wraps you can get with that shit?
Right? Can y'all hear me? How many lemon pepper wings can you get?
Hell yeah. Flat lemon pepper wings. Some Hennessy.
Some swishers, some sweets. You better get some swishers.
Can y'all correct me if I type something wrong? Because when Divested Zealot put that post up, my comment was, what's her name, Nicole?
Yeah, that's her name.
Yeah. So, do y'all think she gave a fuck when he was beating down black women to a bloody pulp?
No, she didn't give a fuck,
She
but
didn't
we
give
don't
a
give a
fuck.
hell no, she didn't care. She didn't give a solid fuck. I
No.
still want that nigga to have that restraining order though. I ain't studying
Agreed.
Nicole's her stinking ass. I'm not studying her. I am studying him getting that restraining order though, because if one of us need a restraining order and they denied her, they damn sure would deny one of us. You get what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Oh
So they
yeah.
should have granted that.
I agree. But girl, you didn't think you was gonna get punched in your face?
Oh hell, I don't know. He
I'm
do
just
what he want to do.
asking.
She do what she do.
And
Nicole ain't my problem.
no, she's not my problem either. You know, take them all. Like I don't give a damn.
Me
However,
either.
who the fuck do you think what makes you so special that you wasn't gonna get punched in your face?
Yeah, they all think like that though. Remember, because they all hear the same rhetoric that they're so much better, that they're marriage material, they're feminine, they're this, they're that. So they think that won't happen to them, but contrary to popular belief, they treat her just like they would Akeisha. It just is what it is.
Yeah, because
And
they
I
try
also
to
want to know.
convince.
I also want to know if y'all remember when what's the other white girl's name? Iggy Azalea. She called herself the runaway slave master. And T.I. kind of didn't check her because at the time she was under his tutelage. And she said that. She had the audacity to say that. But
She
then
did?
Azalea,
Wow.
yeah, she did say that. She said, I'm the black runaway slave master." So then Azalea Banks checked her. She was the only person that checked her. And then
And
here
notice
comes
black
T.I.
men hate her too.
But now T.I. comes out and says, if and threatens to cut her throat, right?
Yep.
And throw her down the stairs. Do y'all remember that?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. That's all. I'm down.
He sure did come out and tell that little black girl he was gonna kill her for talking about that white lady.
It's because they entertain the narrative that black men put out, that black women are the problem. But I think that when they get into these relationships with them, they realize that black men are the problem, that are actually the problem, and they are narcissists. And what one of narcissists' traits is, they try to flip what they do onto you and make it as if you're the problem. And that's what black men do. They try to make everybody think that black women are the problem. And then when people outside the community get in close vicinity with black men, they show their true colors, because that's who they are. You can't hide it for very long.
Can somebody tell me if Keisha Lance Bottoms is the one that's allowing a lot of these excuse me, rappers in Atlanta to she like relaxed the rules for areas where these recording studios are? Is
Yeah,
this
it's her.
And at one time there were a lot of ordinances and curfews. You had to, be off the street at a certain hour because there was a lot of crime going on around these recording studios.
Hmm.
And now that she is the mayor of Atlanta, it's become like a free for all, kind of like they run amok. And now crime is back up, because she wants to be a friend to the hip hop community. Like, get the fuck out of here. You're putting our lives at risk because you want to have these associations with Killer Mike and T.I. and all these other, you know,
She hasn't
rappers.
done one thing for black women.
Which is what?
She hasn't done anything for black women,
Oh, she
and not
hasn't.
going to.
Oh
No.
no, no.
Also, she pulled back the they don't have to do drug screens at a lot of jobs in Atlanta anymore. So
Mm.
if your Amazon man drive his truck through your fucking house, it's because they weren't drug tested.
But see, that's too why them little 7 and 8-year-old little girls keep coming up getting killed by gun murder down in Atlanta. Buckhead used to be the elite part, and a 7-year-old little girl was killed. She was just sitting in the car with her mama, driving through the streets. But let me say this to you, sisters. You have to look at yourself through the eyes. I don't know. You got to get out of Blackistan to see yourself. If you look at it like, if you see yourself dressed up for a night on the town with an Asian man, you just look so much better than with a Dusty. You just look so much better when you got your shit on and you got your hair done and you got your nice car. It makes so much more sense to be with a white man. Because
Yeah.
even if you with a basketball player, he got millions of dollars, you already know he cheating, got several baby mamas, couple of STDs, maybe a boyfriend, and it cheapens you. It cheapens how you look. It cheapens how people perceive you. It cheapens even how you deal with yourself. Your children be disappointed. My daughter's 21. I don't mind telling y'all about me. My oldest daughter, 22, she in the Air Force. She can do 1,000 sit-ups every day. I ain't tripping on her. And my adopted daughter, her mother passed when she was 10, and they share the same father. When I tell you my daughters hate their father, I mean they disgusted by him. They are disgusted. He got me, I was 18, and he was 33. And when they hear that, and if a mom I've been to them and how good I've been to him and still see him out here destroying lives, I mean, they are disgusted. And they won't even look at a black man today. They don't even think because of their father. They won't even look at a black man can't even look my daughter's direction. They won't even let you even entertain the thought of dating one of them. These are beautiful girls. They got their own money. They're doing things, and I haven't had to tell them that. They have seen and studied. They have watched. They have looked around their communities. They see girls their ages now, just got out of high school, got herpes, stripping, been pimped out. I'm like, didn't nobody think about college? But they were so pressed to be in relationships, and that's what they got. So again, I just say, in order to leave black and stand, you have to clean up your self image by not seeing yourself with black men, because they bring you down. They lower. It's just like getting bootleg Chanel or something.
Don Dada,
My
are you
own
upset
father.
because the high quality man we're talking about isn't you?
Don Dada is upset that he can't get a high quality man.
And let me tell you this,
Oh,
now, Dada, honey. Black women are more educated. We got more degrees. We got more businesses, and we have more clout than anything yo done dead self can ever think of. As far as being high quality, there are not too many black men in the IT sector. There are not too many black men in the finance and accounting sectors, and those are where the high quality incomes are. Black men are, for the most part, laborers and end users. You are not out here creating super frivolous apps unless you're from Africa. You are not out here doing anything marvelous unless you rapping and embarrassing the race. You're not out here doing anything except something that's newsworthy, that is dead. Like I just said, 25-year-old guy just killed his whole family in Indianapolis. This is not going to be talked about in the black community. Ain't nobody gonna bring it up. He killed his whole family. He's kidnapped a 6-month-old baby and turned around and killed 4 people in his family, including a child. There is nothing, not even high quality. There's nothing quality about you all. You have missed the ball on masculinity and manhood, and you are going to get phased out. We are going to abort every black male child if we
Hey,
come pregnant with you. That is the goal. We are going to abort you all, and eventually there are going to be no more of you. Get over it. That's what a high quality woman, that's where we're gearing our women to see: the education, upward mobility, assets, real estate, property management, stock, and assets are much more better than any mythical BBC.
Hello.
go ahead. I'm sorry. That was
Um.
hilarious.
Hi. I had an epiphany watching today's show
What's
when you
that?
talked about how when black when niggers commit a crime, they get away with it. And for a long time, I was confused because I was carjacked a few years ago by
Oh God.
a juvenile nigger, and I just knew they were gonna throw the book at him. I was like the nigga said his name right before he did it. Well, his nickname, but still. And I put it in the police report, thinking like it was a fake name anyway, and it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't. He got caught with my car. And he already had a rap sheet. They already knew his nickname. And they're like, yeah, that's his name. I'm like, oh, shit. He used his real name before carjacking somebody. Case closed, right? No, no. I was even warned by a police officer, like when he was first arrested, he was like, listen, it's a juvenile in this county, has a reputation for giving juveniles a slap on the wrist, so don't expect too much. And yeah, when they were like, because you couldn't identify him 100% in the photo lineup, we're just not going to press the charges. And I was like, wow. So
Damn, I hate that happened to you.
I appreciate your empathy. And yeah, I was like, I sent these long ass emails to the prosecutor. I was like, it was obviously him. So what are you waiting for him to do? Like turn 18 and do it again? Because he could have killed me. It was with a gun. I don't know if the gun was loaded, but I'm just gonna assume it was. And I was just like, I feel so angry about it because like I'll have dreams about strangling him,
that's
and
trauma.
I just I don't know. I mentioned this on another show that has similar content to you guys, and people are in the comment section like, "There's got to be something she can do," and I'm like, I don't know. Sometimes I do feel like calling the police and seeing like, is the bitch still alive? I'm sure he's done it again. Can we press charges now? Because I'm tired of having these recurring dreams about strangling his whole ass. Like I really want revenge. I got therapists though, so maybe I just need to talk it out with them. But yeah, I really felt bamboozled. I really felt like, oh, it's a
a little a little niglet. I'm gonna be cool. I'm a good old college student. And no. Oh, and then when I mentioned it in the chat earlier, somebody said they probably would have locked you up if you lit his ass up though.
Right.
And that's like even more traumatic.
You would
thinking
have got
about.
thrown under the jail had you shot
Oh
him.
God.
And then people that you know would have T-shirts with his face on it. Okay.
Mhm.
If any of y'all are looking to relocate, try and research how the juveniles are handled by the system. Because when they're lenient on them, then you end up with a pistol in your fucking face and somebody taking some shit that don't belong to them. Here in Georgia, it depends on what county you're in, how they deal with juveniles. The county I live in drags juveniles. Amen. Church preach. But you have to see how juveniles are dealt with. If it's a felony that has a victim, here,
Mhm.
that's their ass. Point
Mhm.
blank, period.
When I was 14, a 9-year-old boy held a hatchet to my throat. And I'm from the west side of Chicago. There are so many incidents like that and suppressed traumas that I cannot even name or begin to explain. It was just sadly normal to me. It was normal because they were my family. They were not even teenage, adolescent, juvenile drug dealers, sixth grade dropouts. They were animals, and I was surrounded by them, so it was just normal. I didn't even realize that my problem was I had PTSD, and I've had it since my first memory, which is of my dad pushing my mom down the stairs. So I've had since my first memory. It's been PTSD, and it's just been normal. And there's been a something in me, and for the longest time, I'm so happy to have found this community. It seemed I was the only one who felt this wasn't right, and when I voiced it, yeah, like I said, it was just normal.
Yeah, they will give you PTSD because that's why we call it Blackistan. You know, it's an alternate of Afghanistan and places like that. They are their own little terroristic country. And there is literally no use for them. They can't even keep a fire going. Okay? They can't keep a fire going. You can't throw a dead body of theirs on a fire and keep it going. They don't have any use. And when people say, "Oh, they're just a baby," they're just that. That's because they have sons or nephews that they feel like shouldn't have to answer for crimes, but they out here looking for the good unicorn. Those bitches are dizzy.
I said it in the chat, but they could be in a lush garden with low hanging fruit near a rushing stream of fresh water and would manage to starve to death, salt the earth so nothing would ever grow again, and and then complain that they're hungry and thirsty. Like,
I'm gonna go soon, but I wanted to share that because today's live stream really clarified that for me. For years, I've been wondering, like, why the fuck did they get away with that? Like, there was just even like
Because they're a protected class. They are a
yes,
protected class.
and they were protected on so many levels. Like, not only are they a protected class, but I feel like I got PTSD because I realized how unprotected I was, not just by the police and the system, but even my family. Like, my families, they said first they said I was lying about it. They was like, just admit your car was repossessed.
Oh
And I
no.
was,
Oh my God.
yeah, it's okay. I'm putting them in a home. First chance I get. And I was like, I do not. I mean, I've been saying it since I was 12. And it really pisses them off. I'm like, well, anyway. First of all, that pisses off my dad. But he used to tell me when I was a little kid, he'd be like, I enjoy whipping kids. And he meant that shit. So I'm like, I don't know why you think you can say you enjoy whipping kids and I can't say I'm gonna put you in a home. But anyway, they so they lied. They told me I lied about it, even though I don't have a reputation for being untruthful, especially to that degree. I felt like my character was assassinated because I'm like, you want me to have you think I was almost killed and to think that my car was repossessed. Okay. And then my dad was like, well, you were in martial arts for like 6 months when you were 15. Why didn't you do a martial arts move and get the gun out of his hand? And that's when I was like, oh shit, my dad
Now
is a
you got to be
clown.
Jackie Chan around this.
Right.
Wow.
My dad is a whole clown. I was
Oh,
so
Wow.
disappointed. And even my
Wow.
mom was like, no, that's crazy. Stop saying it. But he kept saying it. And I'm like, oh shit, no fucking wonder.
I wish I was surprised.
Oh God. It's unfortunate. But because he married his baby mama and he put food on the table, he's a good black man. Even though he traumatized everybody in the house, beat the wife, kids, and the dog. That don't
The
matter.
only good black man is one that has a funeral scheduled.
Oh shit. Y'all are so savage. Well, I just
If
wanted
they got a
to
funeral scheduled, that's a good black man. I'm glad you
God
came up here,
damn.
though.
I'm glad I made it through. Thank you. Have a nice
Thank
night.
you. You too,
Mm-hmm.
babe.
Bye.
But that's not savage. They are literally plotting our murders. Like this is talked about being from Chicago. In Chicago, you could literally be a little girl outside your house jumping rope, and because somebody in her neighborhood made a diss album against somebody on the street over, she could lose her life. She could be in her bedroom watching TV. She could lose her life. They are planning our murders and our funerals daily. And then there is propaganda that is widely accepted in American culture, really throughout the world, that makes it okay that you are murdered, that it's entertaining that you are murdered. It's entertaining that you're a statistic. That's why it just kind of rolls off of our back when we keep hearing these news stories every 8 hours of a black woman and her children being killed by some ape. We are desensitized to our own trauma and our own pain, that it takes these type of forums to even realize, like, damn, I got PTSD. I was traumatized. I didn't even know that what had happened to me was sexual assault, because we have gotten so used to thinking that adult men at 25 supposed to have sex with 13 and 14-year-old girls. She was fast. She wanted it. She was our culture. That Blackistan shit has to go. Like, we are not going to make it into the future as black women thinking that these men who have genocide on their mind, like, they're jealous. They're jealous that you're educated and you went into the right career field. And so now you're in demand. I heard somebody said the other day, it's the wars against black men. We the ones can't find no job, because you're an idiot. I mean, like, you don't have any skills. Why haven't you invested in your skill set? It is well beyond 1980 and 1990s. You should be, beyond kind of that front desk person. You should be up into your engineering. And even if you do get into that, you should be having your own business and stop looking for the white man to give you a
Thank you.
job. But you can't even talk to them about that. You can't talk to them about being contractors, about having LLCs, about having business properties. None of so quit trying to talk to them about that, because they're on their mind right now is the biggest competition for them is black women. You are the competition, and your children, the children that you make and that you're trying to make them responsible for, that you're trying to make them pay child support, but they will kill you if you get pregnant and try to take them to child support court. How many cases are there of black women who have been found murdered by their baby daddies just because they did not want to pay child support? We have to get out of the thinking that this is we are literally at war. We are fighting for our lives every 8 hours. Watch your news. Every 8 hours, a black woman is being murdered by a black man.
And speaking of Chicago, did you guys see the story where they just posted a few hours, 5-6 hours ago, a shooting that they had at a party? It wounded 13 people and killed 2 people. At a Chicago party, and it was supposed to be some type of gang shootout that they had. And I think that's a perfect example as to why we should be getting out of Blackistan, and we should be getting out of those areas, because you can't go to a block party, you can't go to a party without them shooting up the place and trying to kill each other. And I just just seen this story. It says Chicago police investigate possible gang nexus in shooting that killed 2 and wounded 13 others. And then people act like we're crazy for saying we don't want to live around black people. We don't want to live in these areas.
Nobody wants to live around them. Fuck them. Let me say this too.
Like
You black men need to go natural, by the way. You need to go natural, and your penis smells bad. I fight fire with fire. Listen, go natural. Make your own businesses and stop begging motherfuckers for something. You look bad out here.
And
Okay.
I was trying to tell my younger sister, she lives in Houston. I was trying to tell her, hey, I think you should, move to the Woodlands or move to Sugarland. And you know what she told me? Oh, it's too many white people in the Woodlands.
Oh,
that's why I'm telling you to move there. But she's 26 and she's just gonna have to learn the hard way. Because she likes to, have neighbors in her house. She likes to throw little kickbacks. So she's not going to be satisfied until something goes down in her house or in her apartment. Because I can't force her to, leave black men alone. But she wants to come and visit me. I live in Dallas, and she wants to come and visit me. You can't bring no niggas to my house. You can't tell them where I live. They can't pick you up from over here. Nothing, none of that, period.
I don't blame you.
Poseidon MGTOW, you spelled Poseidon wrong and you spelled volunteer wrong. Just letting you know, when you decide that you want to insult somebody, you should try to, know what you're typing. But now that we're talking about the stuff that's going on in Chicago, do y'all remember when that young rapper set his mother up to be murdered and killed in
That hairdresser?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And he got like $130,000 of insurance money, and he was
throwing it
in the air. Do y'all remember that?
I remember his pie face ass.
Yes, and he just got 99 years. I was surprised to see that he, got that much time. But that showed me a lot, because this young man had everything. His mother spoiled him, bought him just about every material trapping that, he didn't want for anything. And he still killed her.
They did a piece on her on ID. It was sadder than what I thought, because she was a pillar in the community. She really was an asset to that community. And his acne faced, androgynous looking ass had her killed. Y'all should see the tape. There's a tape of the guy going in to kill her if you're interested. I know some of y'all get triggered by shit like that, but if y'all ever see the documentary they did on this guy that killed his mom, it's a tape of the people that went to go kill her going into her apartment.
I saw the whole thing. I paid very, very close attention to that whole case. And then he was like doing videos on YouTube where he's doing like these dance moves. That woman's life. I mean, like I said, it taught me a lot. It broke my heart, but it taught me a lot. And
you notice that she used to coddle him as a child, and once she cut him off at 22 years old, that's when he decided to kill her.
Wow.
She gave him everything that he could ever dream of having. The people that used to work with her say her son was always dressed to the nines.
Always.
Off of her money. Mm-hmm.
Always. Kwame Wilson, for y'all who don't know what we're talking about, go on YouTube, since we're already on YouTube, and look up this young man's name, Kwame Wilson. Tragic story.
Art of Aries is off the chain. She said she heard their penis smell like horse breath. I am fucking done.
Girl, don't insult them horses like that. It's worse than horse. It's worse than horse.
I love horses.
I
I
know,
love
right?
horses, and that's why that shit got it got me crying laughing. Look, y'all, I'm getting ready to roast real quick. Then we're gonna shut it down. We've been up here for 2 hours. 2 hours. I gotta get my old lady on and take a nap or whatever. But yeah, Dusty's. I know you listening. You can have none of the
I'm
ladies
getting
that's
up.
over here. You can have some. Am I? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's back to
You're
normal
good.
now.
What about
I wish these Dusties would get up out the chat and grab this mic.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right. What I sound like now?
You're good.
Okay. Yeah. So at hour 2, I will go ahead and tell you guys. Yes, white men are better than you. Yes, Mexican men are better than you. Even Arab men are better than you, and they treat their women like crap. Just sleep on it. You're broke. You smell bad. You dust. And the next time you come over here, you're gonna hear the same rhetoric every goddamn time. Okay? That's all I wanted to say. Anybody else got anything else?
It's real choppy. Divested. Are you there?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. I was just roasting the black men before I got up out of here. Just wanted to let y'all know all of them are better than you. The Arab man, better than you. White men, better than you. Fucking Mexican men, better than you. And I want you to sleep on that with your funky asses, okay? Now, anybody got closing remarks before we roll up out of here?
I just want to say, to the ladies that are listening, if you are here and you're thinking about divesting, it has been one of the best things I've ever done for myself in my life. I have so much peace. My bank account looks nice. I'm getting ready to buy a house. And I know that I wouldn't be in this situation if I had been dealing with a black man. And so if you are on the fence, you won't regret it. You won't regret it. And yeah, that's all I want to say is, you know, it's the best thing you can do for yourself. And to you, Divested, I just want to say thank you for this platform and just giving us the opportunity to speak our minds and to actually connect with other women who feel the same way that we do, because we all have women in our families that we are close to or that we talk to on a daily basis that are not divested, and so we cannot talk to them about these things.
No problem, baby. No problem. As always.
And so I'll see y'all in the next live, and y'all stay divested. Bye.
Bye.